The struggle of moving on and learning to love again. We all have that one person that we thought was the one, but for one reason or another, it didn't work out. Some of us never get over this breakup and find tremendous difficulty in trying to move on. I'm not going to lie to you, moving on after a breakup is hard, really hard, but it's also possible, and honestly, it can even be fun if you know what you're doing. After some years of struggling, I finally got over my ex. It was by far the hardest thing I've ever done, but it was also the best decision I've ever made. Here is how I did it. First things first, let the feels flow. Yup, you heard that right. I said let the feels flow. A lot of people think that getting over an ex means blocking out all emotion, but it's actually the opposite. In order to move on from someone, you need to be able to feel everything that comes along with a breakup, even the bad stuff. That means being sad when you feel sad about your ex, crying with your friends when something reminds you of them, and even feeling angry when you realize your ex was never that cute to begin with. The second step, it seems counterintuitive, but once you've let yourself experience the feels, it's time to start focusing on yourself again. Take some time to make a list of all of your good qualities and reasons why your ex totally missed out on having someone as incredible as you in their life. Seriously, write down all the reasons why they were crazy for letting go of someone like you, and then take a moment to appreciate your own self-worth. Say a little thank you to yourself for taking care of yourself in the time your ex was too busy or selfish with their own needs. You deserve that. And it's so important to remember how powerful you are and that other people don't get the luxury of having someone who will put them first. The past is a memory and memories should not be allowed to dictate the future. Moving on from the past does not mean forgetting it, but rather allowing oneself to grow and for the future to shine brighter than one's past. You can't change what's already happened, so focus your energy on embracing the future and creating a new healthy relationship with yourself that will hopefully lead to beauty and love in your life. Let go of someone that breaks up with you and move on with your life. No one told me it would be so hard to move on after my ex dumped me. They all said, "You're better off without him," or "He's not worth your time." Even my best friend had the gall to tell me, "Oh, there are tons of other fish in the sea," but no one told me how long I'd spend on my couch sobbing every night, or how I'd keep waking up in the middle of the night with a pit in my gut that just wouldn't go away. No one told me how hard it would be to let go of someone who felt like they were literally a part of your soul. As time went on, I started to realize that even if they didn't know all the details and nuances of what we'd been through together, my friends and family were right. This guy wasn't worth it. He wasn't even close to being worth it. The more time that passed, the more he proved that he was someone I should have never been with in the first place. It took some time, but I learned how to let him go and move on with my life. Now, I feel stronger and happier than ever before, and I know that you can get there too. Maybe you've just had a breakup. I know it's rough, but you know what? You're gonna be just fine. Despite being absolutely thrilled to have been with your partner, you're also probably super bummed that it didn't work out. The good news is, no matter how angry or sad you are, there are ways of getting back on your feet and then some. Here are some tips for moving on after a breakup. Don't jump headfirst into another relationship. Give yourself time to collect yourself and get over the breakup before you move on to someone else. Seriously, I mean it. Moving on is hard enough without rushing into things. Learning to love again may take some time, but it's definitely possible. When I finally opened my heart and allowed myself to start dating again, I was terrified. I remembered how hurt and betrayed I felt when my last relationship ended. My brain told me that this time would be different, but my heart was telling me that I was over-expecting luck. I didn't consciously think of myself as a survivor, but I was definitely in survival mode for quite some time. At first, the idea of moving on from my ex was daunting, but after a while, I realized that if I wanted to be happy, I had to take some time for myself. Moving on meant learning to love myself again, something that took a lot of time and effort. There were times when it felt like I wasn't making any progress, but I never gave up. The biggest challenge was learning how to move on while also honoring the relationship we had. It was hard to let go of the hope that one day he would come back into my life, but in the end, it was worth it. Keep busy. If you have nothing going on in your life, it's easy to obsess over your ex, and that's not good for anyone involved. It was hard to get over my ex. It was the hardest thing I have ever done, but I got through it. And for you to also get through yours, you just have to keep busy. Don't think about your ex constantly. If you do, you will eventually feel overwhelmed and distressed. Instead, Find other things to do to take your mind off of him or her. Go out with friends, start a new hobby, read a book or anything to keep your brain occupied. Surround yourself with supportive friends. These individuals can help keep you from fixating on your ex and give you a place to vent. When I decided to move on from my ex, I knew that I needed to surround myself with supportive friends. I couldn't do it alone, and so it was so important for me to have people who would listen when I needed to talk and offer encouragement when things were tough. The support of my friends definitely helped me through the process of healing and moving on. Plus, they would tell me things that I needed to hear in order to move on. Consider talking to a therapist or counselor. They'll help you unpack all the emotions and figure out what went wrong so that you won't repeat the same mistakes in your next relationship. There are a variety of ways that you can get help moving on from your ex. Counseling can be a great way to discuss your feelings and find closure. Oftentimes, talking through our difficulties with another person can offer us the comfort that we need to begin the healing process. There are also many self-help books and videos, even on this channel, that can offer guidance on how to move on from an ex. Remember, even if it feels like your heart is shattering into a million pieces, it's important to remember that you're not alone in this process and there is someone out there who can help guide you through it. Take time to grieve the loss of the relationship and learn from it. There is no one-size-fits-all answer to getting over an ex, as every breakup is unique. However, following some general tips can help you through the grieving process and help you find love again. Start by accepting that the relationship is over. This may seem hard at first, but it's important to come to terms with the fact that your relationship is over. This step can help reduce your emotional stress and allows you to move on. It's also important to focus on yourself during this time. Taking time for yourself will allow you to rebuild your self-esteem and allows you to rediscover who you are outside of the relationship. It's also important to let go of any anger or resentment towards your ex. This can only lead to more pain down the road. Also, be patient with yourself. Moving on from an ex can be a difficult process and it may take time to feel fully healed. Be gentle with yourself and allow yourself the time necessary to heal emotionally and physically. Block them out of your life. Blocking them out of your life is way harder than it sounds. A lot of people think that if you just stop doing whatever it is you're doing, then your ex will stop bothering you. It doesn't work that way. You have to block them out of your life completely. To do that, you have to unfriend them on Facebook, delete them from your contacts and phone, and throw away anything they sent you. If you can't do those things because the relationship was too serious and emotional, you should at least change your number so they can't call or text you anymore. Then you need to block their number in every app that allows it. If all else fails, get a new phone. It's worth it in the end. Put all the focus on yourself and your family and surround yourself with new things. Create new memories and spend time with friends. And create a support system for yourself to lean on when you need it most. Don't be afraid to talk about your feelings or share what you're going through with loved ones who know exactly how you feel and can offer comfort or advice as needed. Avoid situations where he or she might be present, such as parties, weddings, reunions, etc. It's hard enough dealing with an ex once without having them show up unexpectedly again at another event 12 months later. Don't give him or her any chance of showing off their new relationship right in front of yours. The truth is that getting over an ex won't be easy. It will take time, patience, and a lot of effort on your part. However, with hard work and some guidance from others who have been through the process before you, you can overcome any hurdle put in your way and find happiness once again. You need to realize that getting over an ex is not about forgetting them or moving on as quickly as possible. Rather, it is about accepting the fact that your relationship is over and moving on with your life. This may mean dealing with the pain and sadness that comes with the breakup, but it is ultimately worth it to be able to move on in the best possible way. Hallelujah.